Good morning, it's Mrs. Bridge, and in today's lesson we are going to be focusing on art, design and geography. Learning objective: to learn facts about New York, to create a black city skyline with a blended background. Our keywords are blending, proportion, background and warm colours. This is the city of New York. What do you know about New York City? New York City is the largest city in America with 8 million people living in it. It is found in the northeastern United States. The oldest part of the city is the island of Manhattan. New York City is sometimes called the Big Apple. It has lots of tall buildings, lakes, waterfalls, and green open spaces. Why don't you pause the video and see if you can find out 5 more facts about New York? Observe the photographs following. Take a look at the photographs that show New York skyline. What photographs do you prefer? What do you notice about the different perspectives? Do you prefer the nighttime or daytime photographs? Why? Which photograph is the most colourful? Here are the photographs. What do you think about the photograph in the top left-hand corner? What do you notice? Where is the main focus of the photograph? I notice that the photograph has a line of symmetry. I notice that what is at the top of the picture is also reflected in the bottom of the picture, and this is a line of symmetry. I notice the photograph in the middle is in the evening, and I can see the beautiful evening sky. I notice on the right-hand side of the photograph, the sunshine is really coming up behind those buildings there, and the sun rays are raying all over those buildings. I notice on the bottom left-hand side that there is also the New York skyline at nighttime. I notice the background has a really colourful sky made up of about 4 or 5 different colours there. I notice that the lights from the city buildings are reflected in the New York water. I can see in the picture next to it that we have a very blue photograph, and that the bridge there is adding a different perspective, something else to look at. And finally, on the end here, we can see again that this is from a different perspective. Perhaps it's been taken in a helicopter maybe, or from another tall building. But I noticed the colour of the sky there is very, very grey and almost peach underneath the clouds there. So here we are, 5 different photographs of New York City. And we are going to be using one of these today to help us create our own drawing or painting of a New York City skyline. So this is my favourite. I notice that half of the photograph is a black silhouette. I notice the background has lots of different colours, lots of warm colours. I notice there is a reflection of the city lights on the water. Here is a colour wheel. Look at how many different colours are on this colour wheel. You can see there are 12. Now, this colour wheel is going to help us to understand how to mix colours. And if we mix the primary colours, we can get our secondary colours. What colours do you mix to get orange? Of course, red and yellow makes orange, yellow and blue makes green, and blue and red makes violet. Now, if you decide to use paint today, you should practice mixing your colours. Warm colours. You will notice in our photograph that we'll be using today as a stimulus that there are lots of warm colours in the skyline. And on this colour wheel here, you can see that the colours On the right hand side of the colour wheel are yellow, orange, red and pink, and these are known as the warm colours that are great for holiday scenes, or in this case, a nighttime skyline scene. So today, when you are creating your painting or your drawing, you are going to use a black medium, any medium, you could use black card if you wish, to create the silhouette of the skyline. You could also paint the skyline black. You are going to try your best to use different proportions to balance the picture, making sure that the buildings aren't too big and aren't taking over your picture. You are going to use chalks or coloured pencils to blend and layer the graduated background. Warm colours are the best. And like I said before, you could use paintings or paint if you have that at home. Optional, you don't have to, but you could have a go at showing the reflection of the city lights in the water. Once you've finished your drawing, look back at the success criteria. How did you do? Why? What could you improve next time? So here are some steps to help you to create your picture. You will need a A4 piece of paper, and you would turn your A4 piece of paper horizontal or landscape. You will draw a faint pencil line with the ruler almost halfway across your A4 piece of paper. Step 2, this is my drawing that I've done at home. You can see that I used a black Sharpie for this, but again, if you feel confident, you could do it with a black felt tip, or first of all, do it in pencil. I did mine in pencil first of all, and then I went over it in the black Sharpie. So you're going to draw the skyline with a pencil, include lots of rectangle shapes like this. You will notice that I use a triangle shape in the middle and a long fin shape on the right hand side of my drawing. You can experiment with different shapes. It doesn't have to look exactly like the New York skyline, but you're trying to get lots of different shapes there. Step 3, I've used black felt tip here. I'm not overly happy with the colouring because I don't like the way you can see the felt tip lines. But again, if you've got black paint at home, you could colour the black silhouettes. Step 4, I begin here to use an orange pencil, and I'm pressing quite hard around the black shapes. And as I move up towards the top of the picture, I'm pressing lightly. Make sure you use the side of your pencil, and this will give you a really good texture. Step 5, you will notice here that I'm using a pink pencil, and this is when I'm beginning to blend the colours. So I'm going over the orange, and as I move up towards the top of the picture, again, I'm pressing quite lightly. You can see, if you look really closely, that I'm mixing the pink and the orange together. Step 6, I use 2 different purple pencils, and I use a yellow pencil. For the purple sky, I pressed really hard on the right hand side just to add a darker purple there, and I'm beginning to go over the pink and the purple. I'm using my yellow pencil to go on the outside of the buildings just to portray the sunsets behind the buildings. And here is my finished picture. You can see that I pressed really dark on the right hand side with a purple, and I kept on looking back to the photograph there to see if I could really try my best to get the same kind of colour and blending in my picture. Again, I'm happy with this painting or picture, but I think next time I probably would have a go at using paints. But today I used what I had at home. So I'm looking forward to see if you can produce your own landscape skyline, and I'm looking forward to seeing those when you come back to school. If you've enjoyed creating a New York skyline today, take a look at the BBC Bite Size to see how the Australian artist Ken Dunn creates his drawing of London's famous London Bridge, and you can see a link there. I think that looks really interesting there. You can see the image, and that is London Bridge there by Ken Dunn. So there's another challenge for you. Well done. Hopefully Your skyline looks really impressive, and I hope that you've managed to blend those pencil colours together. Um, I'm hoping to see your artwork. You can email it to school if you can't wait to show me. Well done, everyone. Keep up the creativity, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye.